savoring the anticipation, you actually can kind of extend the event, extend the fun, extend the joy by acknowledging how much fun it is to look forward to that singular event.
Mm-hmm. Kind of reminds me of foreplay.
Yes.
It's the anticipation, right? And that's sometimes a
Yes.
lot longer than the event.
Maybe that's what we should title this episode. Foreplay for your everyday life.
But I mean, it's true because sometimes you're flirty with your spouse, your partner, your boyfriend, whatever, for days, sometimes building up anticipation because sometimes you don't have time to be together. But
Hmm.
then you can be thinking about it, doing little things throughout the week, and then all of a sudden, woo, big event.
Yeah. Yes, I love the way that you compared that. I agree. I agree. And what a great use of anticipation to help build connection with your partner. Welcome to the Be Your Own Life Coach podcast, where you master your mind and coach your own comeback. You are the hero, you are the guide, and you will learn to architect your life from the inside. I'm your host, Britannia Stowe, joined by my sister and co host, Annika Wilder. Enjoy the show. What if I told you one of the happiest parts of your vacation happens before you leave? What if the best part of Christmas actually is before Christmas Eve? And what if joy doesn't begin when life happens, but when you begin to look forward to it? Today, we are talking about anticipation and how it increases joy, and how having something to look forward to may be one of the most underrated happiness habits in life. So, Annika, I have to ask you one of my favorite questions. What are you looking forward to?
Mm. I tell Dan this all the time. I love anticipation, and that's why vacations are super important. Like we need to have plans for the future because I need to feel that anticipation. It's important for me. It also helps. I mean, we'll talk about why, but something that I'm looking forward to currently is my daughter turns 7 tomorrow.
Whoop
And
whoop.
lucky 7, and she's got a fun party on Saturday, and it's at an indoor like kids play place, and adults can play in it too. Like it's so fun. And so I'm going in with the full intention of playing, and I'm going to wear like leggings and a t-shirt, and I'm going to be crawling around, going down the slides, and just fully embrace play on Saturday, and I'm actually really looking forward to it.
It sounds amazing. It reminds me of the Discovery Zone that we went to as kids. Do you remember that?
Or Dennis the Menace Park,
Yes.
but yeah, Discovery Zone, I guess, is inside and Dennis the Menace is outside. But yes, yeah, it's like that.
Oh my gosh, there should be more parks for adults and kids to play on. I think that's amazing. What a fun
Hmm.
thing to look forward to.
What are you looking forward to?
I am looking forward to, well, I've been looking forward to podcast day, and it's here.
Hmm.
I'm looking forward to actually not going anywhere next weekend. I just come back from a bachelorette trip, and I'm really looking forward to not having a bunch of things scheduled this weekend. And I'm looking forward to my son's first birthday. We've started to talk about what that looks like. That's in 3 months. And also in 3 months is my brother and sister-in-law's wedding. And I am officiating, which is wild. It's crazy town. And so I'm looking forward to that.
That's so cool. I would look forward to it too. So what is it about it that helps our minds? Like why is anticipating a positive thing?
Yeah, so looking forward to something brings more happiness. It gives the mind something positive to visit, to think on, instead of all the, obligations and things that we have to do. So when you have a trip planned, a date night, even a workout scheduled, when you have a goal in motion, you're able to get these mini boosts every time you think about it. You're like, oh yeah, I get to work out tomorrow. Oh yeah, podcast is on Tuesday. And that hope is energizing, right? It anticipates, and anticipation creates momentum. It reminds you that life is constantly moving forward and that something meaningful is ahead instead of just dragging on and, hoping that the weekend will be fun. You're actually able to go, oh, yes, I can do, this fun birthday party with my daughter. I can play, and it becomes a way to boost yourself for the coming weeks or the coming months. So that, today is connected to tomorrow. I think sometimes we get distracted and disconnected on how today touches tomorrow. We kind of see, every day ending when we go to sleep. But by having something to look forward to, we can see that every day is leading up to the next.
And I sure feel that way. It takes the mundane out. Like you're doing the same routine. You wake up at the same time. You get the kids to school at the same time. You're probably eating the same breakfast every day. It's a lot of sameness. You're calling the same clients. You're doing the same type of business, checking emails 100 times a day. And then all of a sudden, like you said, a mini boost. You're like, oh, yeah. I'm going on a date tonight. And it's like a little like pep in your step. So it doesn't have to be, I'm going on a cruise for 10 days in the Pacific or the Caribbean. It doesn't have to be a big thing. I mean, a first birthday is big, a wedding is big, but it doesn't have to be. It could be something much smaller too that can create those little boosts.
Absolutely. And it allows you to, you know, look into the horizon and get stuck out of those grinding moments when you are making a lot of calls or you're doing a lot of paperwork, right? And it also lasts longer than the event. So have you ever, planned a big trip? I know that you have. Or when I was planning my wedding a couple of years ago, it's I mean, it was very exciting. It was stressful at times, sure, but I honestly had been like planning my wedding for months and months and months. Or when I went on my honeymoon, we were planning for months and months and months. And so the anticipation can actually last longer than the vacation, longer than the actual event. And often
Mhm.
there's kind of a come down after you have this like big event or this thing that you've been looking forward to for a long time. And so by savoring the anticipation, you actually can kind of extend the event, extend the fun, extend the joy by acknowledging how much fun it is to look forward to that singular event.
Mm-hmm. Kind of reminds me of foreplay.
Yes.
It's the anticipation, right? And that's sometimes
Yes.
a lot longer than the event.
Maybe that's what we should title this episode. Foreplay for your everyday life.
But I mean, it's true because sometimes you're flirty with your spouse, your partner, boyfriend, whatever, for days, sometimes building up anticipation because sometimes you don't have time to be together. But
Mhm.
then you can be thinking about it, doing little things throughout the week, and then all of a sudden, woo, big event.
Yeah. Yes, I love the way that you compared that. I agree. I agree. And what a great use of anticipation to help build connection with your partner. So, we talk about why anticipation is so good for you. And I think a lot of people probably know this, but have not, spelled it out, maybe have not taken the time to be self-aware that, oh, yeah, I do actually enjoy looking forward to things. And I think that's because as adults, we kind of lose the skill. We kind of forget how fun it is to look forward to things. So, why do you think that is, Annika? Why do you think adults kind of lose sight of that?
Well, for one, I mean, life, responsibility, things, I mean, the stress is added, right? Kids don't have to think about when their paychecks are coming. They don't have to think about paying the bills. They don't have to think about the stress of an aging parent. Like kids get to just like the things that are most exciting to them are like birthdays, summer, Christmas, or other holidays, or like field trips at school. So this is something that children have these like milestones that are super, super exciting. And I think adults sometimes just forget about those things. It's not that we don't have birthdays or holidays or field trips, so to speak. It's just that we have responsibility that kind of weighs us down and it kind of replaces that wonder.
Yeah, it's a good point. And I would also say that, children, a lot of things are created for them, right? You're planning your daughter. I mean, knowing your daughter, she probably planned her own party, but, we're
Yeah.
creating that fun and we're organizing, we're being very intentional. We're creating space so that the kids can have fun. We can go on vacation, we can take road trips, we can have birthday parties or play dates. But adults, they stop doing that for themselves. And we keep expecting someone else to bring the fun to us. We're waiting for that joy joy to be dropped in our lap instead of prioritizing it for ourselves.
Exactly. And yes, she did plan her own birthday, but she, like little kids, especially, under the age of, I would say like 10, they think of things so differently. They're thinking of the image in their mind and the feelings they're going to have. They're not thinking how it's going to happen. They just say, like, I want a tea party and I want these people there and I want these presents and I want these foods. And so then the adults, like, okay, writing everything down, like, okay, I gotta order this. I gotta have my friend make some muffins because I burn muffins every time. I gotta order plates. I gotta schedule the play place. I gotta invite people, create invitate. Like the adult is creating all the stress, and the kids just get to sit in the wonder and the image and the feelings of what's to come.
Well, and stress can narrow that focus, right? We get overwhelmed in the logistics, in the planning, especially if you don't enjoy the planning process. And all of a sudden you're in survival mode. You got this checklist that you're like, okay, I have to urgently get through, XYZ. Actually, I can't think about the party yet because I have a meeting today and I have to prepare for that. And you kind of steal those moments away from yourselves by getting overwhelmed by all the things that have to get done instead of preparing yourself to have the fun.
100%. I mean, it happened to me yesterday. Mondays are the craziest days for me because you're coming off the weekend and that you've got clients respond like emails. There's so many things that happen on Monday. And then I also do a YouTube video every single Monday. But then I had some other things that came up and I didn't get home till 9 o'clock last night. I was working from like 8 in the morning to 9 o'clock last night. And I didn't even think about what I was going to make for dinner because my husband took care of it, but I wasn't thinking about the birthday. I wasn't thinking about literally anything else, just work. And so there was no wonder in my day yesterday. I mean, I think it's important to try to add wonder, and we could talk about that, but you're right. When you're so focused or when you're stressed about all the things you need to do, that's all you can focus on. It's like a hyper fixating, and then you're blocking out everything else.
Well, and then you start to normalize the good things. So, planning parties again comes back to logistics. Holidays are about hosting, and all you have to do to prepare, you have to clean your home, you have to get all the things, you have to send out invitations. Weekends are times to do chores. Even in your evening, instead of looking forward to maybe a good book or sitting down with your husband, you're like, well, I got to shower because I have a crazy day tomorrow, right? And we can kind of lose the excitement of anticipation because we're so stuck in all the things we have to get done. And we've become so outcome driven. Adults often attach happiness to achievement. And I am guilty of this. I'm not calling the kettle black. I know that I am like not feeling good about myself unless I've done a lot of things and I've done them well. And we're constantly chasing more money or success or the perfect body or retirement, whatever it might be, more clients, instead of enjoying the journey. And that kind of pushes joy out into the future. I'm not allowed to enjoy my body now because I haven't hit my goal weight. I'm not allowed to feel successful now because I haven't reached the goal of expanding my business to where I thought I would, right? So we become so focused on the outcomes instead of the little wins along the way.
Exactly. And then, as adults, disappointment happens a lot in adulthood. It does in childhood too, but I think children are a lot more resilient. But what happens is disappointment teaches caution. Like after so many letdowns, some people just stop looking forward to things as a form of trying to protect themselves. And we don't let our hopes like you even said this, which was really interesting. They say like I don't want to get my hopes up. This is a phrase. And you
Mhm.
said, I think it was last year, you're like, why not give your hopes up? Why not? Like, why are we proceeding with caution? And I even had the same thought a couple months ago, and it was, I want to err on the side of optimism instead of err on the
Mm.
side of caution. Because when you are being so cautious because of all the disappointments in life, you are actually holding yourself back. But if you err
Yeah.
on the side of optimism, then you're actually going to move forward.
I love this. I might steal that from you. I really like that perspective. And you're right. Get your hopes up. Get excited. Call it in. Don't brace yourself for impact. Brace yourself for failure. That's no way to live. And
Mhm.
so, now that we know why it's so great to anticipate things and look forward to things and why we've lost sight of that. How do you think as adults, Annika, how can we call some of that back into our lives?
Well, I think the important thing is first to understand that it's not lost and gone forever. Just because you're an adult, it doesn't mean it's gone. It's just been neglected. It's kind of like a muscle. Like, I haven't been to the gym in months and I can tell. Like, I'm sore from pulling weeds yesterday or on Sunday, I'm still sore. And so you just need to rebuild it. So, putting enjoyable things on the calendar, celebrate small milestones, plan experiences, not just tasks. You like some people even say when you time block fun first.
I like the idea of time blocking fun first. And I think I could definitely benefit from this conversation because even though I go on walks and I enjoy walks, my walks are to help Harvey go to sleep or to get the dogs exercise. I can't remember the last time that I was like, I just want to take a walk to enjoy a walk. And at this time from 2 to 3, I'm going to allow myself to just be out in nature and take a walk. So I love that. Prioritize fun and let yourself feel that anticipation. I don't know why we get like weird about letting ourselves feel things sometimes. Get excited, get a little weird about it, talk about it, share it with people. If someone asks, "What are you doing this weekend?" and you go, "Oh, nothing. Like I'm feeling burnt out from last weekend." Be like, "Oh, girl, I am doing nothing and I am so excited about it. I'm going to sit on my couch. I'm going to binge some Netflix. I might even eat pizza. And I am so down for it."
Yeah, I agree. There are some people that do this to protect themselves. My husband is one of them. It's a personality trait where you're just kind of like even keeled all the time. So you like if you're grieving, you're not super low. If you're excited, you're not super high. You're just kind of in the middle all the time. And people do this as a protection. So there are some people who are this way. This is a personality trait, but they also still can feel anticipation or can still feel the lows. They just feel it differently or show it differently. So keep in mind that if you're not as expressive as, Britannia and me, who use our entire body when we're excited, you might feel excitement like internally, and that's okay to not, have jump on your desk with excitement.
Yeah, you don't have to Oprah it, be Tom Cruise and jump on a couch and shout, up and down. Maybe you just feel like a tingle in your toes, and that's totally cool too.
Yeah, so then there's micro anticipation and there's big anticipation. Not everything has to be a vacation or a wedding like we talked about. Joy can come from looking forward to literally just your morning coffee or your workout or your walk, like you said, or a favorite show or a podcast day, like you said earlier. You can create your own daily anticipation. You can create weekly rituals, which I think rituals are super important. We'll have to talk about that another time. But having like every morning, if you have a ritual, like I wake up at 7 a.m. I know someone actually on my team who wakes up early, I want to say 6, and has his coffee while he reads the Bible for like an hour. This is him, this is only him time. The house is quiet, and he just has this ritual of like him and God and his coffee. And he looks forward to it every day. It helps you get out of bed too, because if you're like, I have nothing to look forward to, why would you be motivated to get out of bed in the first place?
Well, exactly. And I think that's where anticipation can really help you, balance living in the present. And, having something to look forward to will allow you to get you through the hard times. And then when you don't have hard times, you can just kind of ride this high. But I found that having something to look forward, like a holiday or an event, can really even out the times when I feel like I'm kind of stuck in a rut. And so, one of my favorite days ever. Now, yes, the 13th of every month is also a favorite day, so don't get it twisted. But one of my favorite days of all time is December 23rd, Christmas Eve Eve. Not Christmas, not Christmas Eve, because Christmas isn't here yet. And there's all this excitement in the air. There's magic in the air. Everyone is buzzing with last minute shopping and baking and parties. And, we don't have this like hungover feeling from the holiday. We're all just looking forward to it and collectively, right? Because a large amount of people look forward to Christmas. And so I find that Christmas Eve Eve is one of my favorite holidays. And so I know that it's April and I know that we're talking about Christmas, but if you even started to look forward to, Halloween or the 30th, the day before Halloween, you will start to see a shift a little bit in how you show up because you will have a little bit more joy in your everyday life.
I agree. That's one of my favorite days as well. I think also just like a day before my birthday, I think like, oh, tomorrow's my birthday, and I try to take work off. I don't think anyone should work on their birthday, but I know some people do because they're like, I'm just an adult, just another year. And they like diminish the specialness of your birthday. I don't know why people do that. You have one day a year to celebrate you and to be selfish, like take advantage of it. And so I like to think like tomorrow's my birthday and I'm going to get a massage and I'm going to do whatever I want because it's my day. And that's a really fun feeling. And then I fully am present and enjoy the day because of that anticipation and preparedness in the feeling I had the day before.
Absolutely. So let me ask you, because I like to celebrate all week long, do you think I could get a week off work to celebrate my birthday?
Well, you own your businesses, so yeah, probably.
Yeah.
You're your own boss. Ask yourself.
That's true. I'll have to, get my people with my people and we'll have to work that out. But I love that. And I love that you still celebrate your birthday with that youthful wonder. Like you said, as we get older, we're like just another birthday. I went to Costa Rica for my 40th. Even though I had just had a son, I was like, no, I'm going to go celebrate myself. And I got to go with one of my best friends to a magical place, and I had looked forward to it for like a year. So it's so good for you to look forward, and not only just because it's that woo woo good feeling vibes, but it's actually scientifically proven anticipation helps mental health. Research in positive psychology has found that anticipating future positive experiences can boost mood in the present. And in some studies on vacations, people have often reported more happiness in the period leading up to the trip than when the trip was over or even on the trip itself.
And you know why? Because the mind gets to enjoy something twice or more than or even just more than once, but it could be multiple times. Once you imagine it, once you experience it, and again when you remember it. I mean, it could be when I think it could even be more like imagining it, planning it, anticipating it, experiencing it, remembering it again and again and again. I mean, this is so good for the brain. We need these positive experiences in our lives and we need to anticipate them.
Absolutely. And by doing this, you can actually reduce feelings of hopelessness and despair. You can increase motivation. So I know that I do this anytime I have a vacation or something I'm looking forward to, I get kind of hyper productive. And I go, oh, well, before I go on this trip, I want to make sure that I have, written a chapter for my book, or I want to go to the gym 3 times before this weekend. And by doing that, I get more done and I create momentum. And sometimes it can kind of like soften those like hard weeks or hard days and reminding you like, oh yeah, life is balance, it's roller coaster. It's not always these mundane days. So, it is actually scientifically proven that if you can anticipate, if you can put something on your calendar and look forward to it, you can feel less stuck.
Exactly. So when you are feeling stuck, it's important to ask yourself, what am I looking forward to? And if the answer is nothing, then this might be a sign to start intentionally create something.
Yeah, in dopamine, we've talked about this before, but dopamine is often called the motivation molecule, and it tends to rise not only when we receive rewards, but when we anticipate them. That means the brain responds to expectation, not just achievement. I mean, I noticed specifically even with my workouts, if I have not hit my weight goal or my measurement goal, but I am putting in the effort, looking forward to when I hit my goal, I feel like I look better in the mirror. I feel
Mm.
better about myself, even if the scale hasn't changed, even if the measurements haven't changed, because I'm getting this dopamine release, looking forward to when all my hard work will pay off.
Exactly. Now, there is a warning about all of this to all of our daydreamers. We have some natural daydreamers, Britannia, out there. And the warning is don't only live in the future. You know, you can get stuck, so to speak, in anticipation. And it's a beautiful thing, but you don't want to only stay there because then you're not being present. If joy only exists in your mind as when I lose weight, when I get married, when I make more money, when I buy the house, when life finally settles down, then joy keeps moving, the finish line keeps shifting. It's like I'll be happy when, and you're living in the future instead of finding joy in the moment.
Yes, yeah, exactly. And I do tend to live in my own world, my own fantasy land. I think part of that is I'm an Aquarius. And so I'm kind of in my head all the time. And I have this really big imagination. And so it's important not to just get excited about when my book is published or when I have my house or when I have all my kids or Jason's businesses have taken off. Anticipating future events, including a chill weekend, should not replace embracing today and finding joy in the small moments of today. It should enhance it. So, for example, my son is 9 months and I'm looking forward to him turning one because that's a big deal. First birthday is a big deal. We're trying to come up with themes and ideas, and we're thinking it's going to be Formula One because how cute would a little like racer jumpsuit be?
That's so cute.
And we watch Formula One, but I do not want to speed up time and I do not want to rush the next 3 months. I actually want to be present for every little crawl and coup that he makes, every small development. And so it actually is this like double reward if I can look forward to something, anticipate something with a lot of joy and excitement, but also find joy in these tiny little, changes and evolutions of his personality. I have an ability to feel joy all the time.
I think there's actually a lot of parents that try to age their kids faster. And they'll
Mm.
think like, I'll be happy when my kids go to school. I'll have alone time when my kids go to school. I'll have a better relationship with them when they, can talk like an adult. And it's not good, in my opinion, to age your kids because you'll never get the time back. Like your son will never be 9 months again. Never
Mhm.
again, like and your kids will never be that age again. And so it is important to be present and not try to preemptively like age them. Because let me tell you something, when you think the grass is greener on the other side, you're always going to be wrong because it's always going to be greener on the other side. I had the
Mhm.
same thought when I moved into my brand new house. I thought I'll be organized when I moved into my house. And am I organized? No.
Yeah, you just have a bigger space to be unorganized.
Yeah, there's just still just stuff everywhere that you still have to clean the kitchen every day. It's not like the dishes magically clean themselves. Like there's still laundry. The habits are still there. The life is still there. And I thought in my mind like, oh, I'm so excited to move into this bigger house because I'm gonna have more organization. And I didn't change my habits. So there isn't more organization. And so we can't always say when this happens, then it will be better, then I'll be happy. It doesn't work like that. But the anticipation, though, just that feeling of anticipation is good. And then coupling it with being present. So, like going back and forth between anticipating and being present, I think is the key.
I agree. And so in this week's Coach Yourself segment, we're keeping it really small, folks. I just want you to pick 3 things that you can look forward to this week. So we're going to start small. That could be your morning coffee. That could be a happy hour with friends, something really small. Now I want you to look forward to plan something in kind of like medium space. So maybe you're going to be, you know, going, shopping for a new dog, or you are, being able to plan a little get together, a little dinner party, something that's a little bit bigger than that everyday small moment. And then I want you to allow yourself to plan something really meaningful. This doesn't mean big. This doesn't mean you have to plan some crazy vacation where you're gone on a cruise for 10 days, but something really intentional. And that could be a self-care day where you get the whole day to yourself. Maybe it's a day that or a week in which you do prioritize things that you've been neglecting. So I want you to choose something small, something medium, and something meaningful. And if you don't already have these things planned out, put them on your schedule. Put them on your calendar now. And that includes your coffee or your book or your happy hour or your self-care day, or maybe it is a vacation. But make sure that it's on the calendar and even set reminders. Set a
Mhm.
reminder, weeks out, days out, hours out, so that when you do get kind of stuck in your, checking your emails or doing laundry or doing the dishes, and all of a sudden you get alert on your phone, you go, oh, yeah, I am doing something fun. And it'll help you look forward and anticipate those moments in the future.
And don't busy yourself out of joy. Go buy non-refundable airplane tickets so you can't get out of it until like and don't, when the time comes and you're thinking, oh, I'm too busy, I can't go on vacation. No, buy non-refundable plane tickets for next month, in the next 6 months, next year, whatever it is, so that you can anticipate it, put it on the calendar, and no excuses because you deserve it. Life is too short to busy ourselves out of joy.
Ah, I love that. It's a great reminder. Anticipation is healthiest when it enhances the present, not replaces it. If all happiness is postponed to when that happens, then you can miss your life now. That sweet spot is enjoying today while being excited for tomorrow. I encourage you to have something to be grateful for, something to work toward, and something to look forward to. This has been another episode of the Be Your Own Life Coach podcast. If you found value in today's conversation, subscribe and share the love. And remember the teachings of Lao Tzu. When I let go of what I am, I become what I might be. Until next time, trust yourself, take the wisdom, take the breath, and take the next step.